Welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be showing you my May bullet journal setup. For this month, I decided to do a very cute theme, and it is breakfast. I love breakfast. Of course, breakfast food is the best food. I'm sure all of you do too. I love waking up early and having the time to sit down and relax and have a nice, delicious breakfast. Because of the current situation, a lot of us are working from home or we are studying from home. So we get to have a little extra time to sit down and really enjoy our coffee. And whether you're a breakfast person or not, you just get that extra time to relax and reflect and enjoy the morning. For my cover page, I chose to do these little drawings of breakfast food items. This is my new bullet journal. It's a Dingbats, I believe, wildlife line. And I've been using Scribbles That Matter for many years and I really like it, but I wanted to try something different. One downside of this bullet journal is the color. It is way more yellow than the Scribbles That Matter, which I, at the moment, don't like too much. It's a little too yellow for me. Some of the things that I was drawing, like the egg and the milk, are clearly white, and it just didn't seem right that it was a little off color, it was a little yellow, so I decided to color them in white. I tried to use white gel pens, but it didn't work very well. They weren't very smooth and I couldn't get an even color. So I decided to try paint. And I know a lot of people use watercolors, but I don't have watercolors and I know that it does bleed through the paper. So I decided to try acrylic paint, which I do have. What I did was put the acrylic paint on some tissue paper to soak up any extra water that was in there. And I think it worked really well. When I applied it, it was a little drier, so it didn't bleed through the paper, which was great. I've never used paint in my bullet journal before. I always thought it would bleed through. Maybe it's this particular paper by Dingbats that makes it a little more resilient. On the other page, I wrote a quote, of course. And the quote is, "There is nothing that can't be cured by breakfast." Thought it was a very cute thing to write. And it went with the mood and my inspiration for creating this month's setup. On the next page, I will of course be doing my monthly spread. For my monthly spread, I decided to go a little smaller than I usually do because I find that I don't write that much stuff in my monthly spread. I use the weekly spreads more often. So I don't need that much space. I did make the weekends bigger, which I think makes sense for a lot of us because we have more events on the weekend. And I have a separate calendar for my work. And of course, adding my little friends at the top peeking through, which looked adorable. And a shopping list in the shape of one of those grocery lists that your mom always had on the fridge. I added a little dimension with darker colors to make it a little bit more dynamic. Even with white objects, I added that blue shadow to bring it to life a little bit more. Instead of being very flat, it looks more animated, which looks great. On the side, I have my monthly focus or month's focus, which is something that I want to focus on that month. I also have my gratitude section and I have my monthly tasks. The next page is my habit tracker. I kept it very simple and you'll see that I have 3 colors that I'm using a lot for accents, and these are pink, baby blue, and yellow. I thought these colors suited the whole breakfast theme very well. They're very pastel-y, cute. I also use a lot of brown because a lot of breakfast food is brown. We have cereal, waffles, pancakes, bread, of course. The next page, I love this spread. It is my mood tracker, and this idea just popped into my head and I was like, of course, it makes so much sense. I am drawing Fruit Loops as my mood, and I drew this bowl full of Fruit Loops. Obviously they are looking like Cheerios right now, but I will fill them in as I go along with different colors based on my mood. Everybody knows what mood trackers work like, but just in case, you fill in these Fruit Loops with a color corresponding to your mood for that day, and at the end of the month you can see what your mood has been like, and maybe it can help you introspect and try to change some things to maybe improve your mood for the next month. I will mention, I don't know if you noticed, but I forgot to write the dates on the monthly tracker before. I always have to make a mistake, no matter how much I plan and how careful I am. So that's my mistake now. There's probably more mistakes, but that's one of the mistakes. I did go in and fix it later on. On the next page, I decided to do something a little different that goes along with the theme. It's something that I wanted to do before, and it just fit in so well with this theme, and it is the start of my new bullet journal, so it's perfect that I have this near the front of my bullet journal and I can look back at it. Obviously it might change, but I decided to create what is my ideal morning, and this is what I find would work for me. You can add in times if you wish. I have at the moment an unstructured day, so my wake up time changes and I may be rushing through the day one day and be taking my time the next day, so I didn't write the times in. Maybe I'll add them in when I get back into my routine. On the next page, I'm doing a new tracker for me. It is a sleep log, and I think I need this because for the past month, I would say, I have been going to sleep much later than I'd prefer and waking up later than I prefer. I am a night owl. I like to stay up late. I'm not a morning person, but I love waking up early and having the whole day ahead of me, having more daylight to enjoy. It's a different feeling in the morning. So I want to ideally wake up earlier and go to bed earlier. That's why I decided to do the sleep log, to try to track my sleep. And I made a mistake here with the times, so I covered it up with my white acrylic paint again. Who knew this new technique would be so useful? After I fixed it up with the paint, I proceeded to right away make a mistake again, and as you can see, I covered it up again. But I really liked the look of this. I thought I was gonna go over it with my purple marker again, but I liked it so much that I painted the other side too. I think this soft purple lavender color really suits a sleep log. I added some starburst around to give the page more interest, and I did it on the other side too. On the next page, I am doing something different again, but this time it's not a very functional page. It's more of a fun page. I thought it'd be cute to draw up a recipe for the perfect omelet. Well, not the perfect omelet, but a good omelet. And this is just a fun page. It has no purpose. It's kind of like a quote page, but more elaborate. As you can see, I used a lot of color. I did notice a few differences between the dingbats and scribbles that matter, and one striking thing is how much glossier and smoother the paper is, which allows me to use a lot of color, and these markers don't bleed through, which is a good thing. Now, there are also bad sides to it, which I will address later on, but basically I probably wouldn't be able to get away with so much color in my scribbles that matter. This recipe is just something I thought of. It's similar to how I make my omelets, but it's clearly pretty labor intensive. So it's for one of those lazy Sunday mornings where when you have extra time to spend an hour in the kitchen making breakfasts and enjoying it. Right beside my recipe page, I have my brain dump. This is something I started using a few months ago, and it is one of the best pages that I can have. I am always coming up with weird ideas and notes and things, and I just want to put it down somewhere. I am a serial note taker. I have notepads all over the place. In my purse, every time I clean it, I have to clean out all these notepads with these weird scribbles. Sometimes I don't know what they're about because it doesn't make any sense, and it's probably been like weeks since I wrote it. This page helps me organize it, and my weird notes don't get lost. They are in here forever, and they don't have to be a part of any tracker or any, neat setup or monthly setup. It can be disorderly. Just jot it down. I actually might make it bigger because I fill it up so fast. On the next page, I have my weekly tracker, and I am bringing my accent colors here of light blue, yellow, and pink. For this month, I wanted to bring something different to my weekly tracker, and I wrote the days of my week into toast. It is so cute. I drew these tiny little bread slices, toast slices, and it goes really well with the theme. Of course, I have my little guys in the corner. They look super happy and super chummy with each other. On the side, I have my goal tracker and my weekly tasks. My goal tracker is kind of like a habit tracker, but it's to track my goals and keep me on track on a weekly basis. And that is all for this month. Here is my final flip through of this monthly spread. I am so in love with this setup. It is adorable, it's cute, it's fresh, it's bright, and it just makes me want to open up my bullet journal as I'm sipping my coffee in the morning and start off my day right. If you like this video and my bullet journal ideas, please like the video and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you, and see you next time.